All right. Well, why don't we get started? It's a little couple minutes past noon, and I want to again be respectful of everyone's time. Again, thank you for joining us. My name is Jonathan Carlone. I work with the Mindfulness Group as well as the Executive Education here at the School of Professional Studies. We offer a number of programs and courses. We have a whole suite of courses in mindfulness, including open general public courses in mindfulness, as well as certificate programs for MBCT and MBSR. We also offer a certificate in applied inclusive leadership. We offer programs for leader as coach, effective communications. We also offer some courses in AI. So we try to offer a number of variety of diverse courses, all for professionals who are looking to either add to their own personal edification or even to pivot their careers. So we welcome you here today. We are going to be speaking primarily on mindfulness. So I will be sharing my screen momentarily, reviewing that presentation with you and all the courses we offer for mindfulness. At the end, we will have some time for you to ask some questions, and hopefully I can answer them. So you can add them into the chat, and hopefully I can get to all of them as we go along. We will also send a copy of this presentation in a follow-up email with a link to all of our past recorded, including this one, our recorded info sessions. So if you miss something, don't feel the need to write everything down. We will get back to you. We'll follow up, and there's other ways to make sure that we get this information out to you. So with that, I will share my screen. So just give me a moment to do that. Let's see here. Excellent. And I will just make that into a slideshow. Perfect. All right. Well, again, you are here for our mindfulness-based programming. This is the 2025, and I can't believe it. We're in the fall. We're almost at the end of 25, and we're almost into 2026 course overview. So we will be speaking about courses that are available now and will be available in the future. So in this info session, we will be reviewing what is mindfulness, how do we define that, and what is it that we are going to teach you. We will also be teaching you the science and benefits of mindfulness. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the overview of our short programs, which is the MBSR or MBCT, which stands for Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction or Mindfulness-Based Cognitive Therapy. We also have a short program called Finding Peace in a Frantic World. We have the 8-week mindfulness-based blood pressure reduction course for heart health that we developed here in our research center at the School of Public Health at Brown University. And we'll touch a little bit on the teacher training pathways. A couple of these courses are prerequisites to enter the teacher training pathway. So if that's something that interests you, we'll certainly make sure that we get it in a moment or two to talk about that. We'll talk about some of the workplace and custom programming that we're able to provide. Also, upcoming classes and next steps for enrollment. And then we do have some free offerings, master classes, events, and we just instituted this week a one-time weekly free sit. It's about 30 to 40 minutes on Monday afternoons. And we will send a sign up for that along with a follow-up email from this info session. So there's quite a few things that we offer here in terms of mindfulness, the suite of programs. So we're very happy that you're joining here today to learn a little more about that. All right, so what is mindfulness and why should you care? The modern world we live in obviously is full of stress, burnout, and exhaustion, and that can either be professionally driven or personally driven. There's just a lot of exhaustion out there. There's a lot going on in the world. It's hard to try to keep up with it all. Sometimes it might be better to not keep up, but we all have that stress and we all have burnout. It's distracting. It's certainly declining our attention spans, which can lead to physical and mental health, poor physical and mental health. And that's going to lead to chronic pain, chronic health conditions, either mentally or physically. So there is a high cost of inaction. There is something that we all need to do to address this high stress, this high fast-paced world. And we believe that learning some mindfulness skills, it can be just the thing that you need, that we all need to do that. So mindfulness as one solution, how does it work? We here, of course, at Brown University want to make sure that all the programs and courses curriculum that we offer is evidence-based. It might be mindfulness, but does not mean that there is not good evidence and research to back it up. And at the School of Public Health at Brown University, there is a research center called the Mindfulness Center of research, and all of our instructors have appointments with that center as well as with us. So we're constantly working together, updating, developing, and keeping track of the curriculum and what's happening in the world to make sure that the courses and programs we offer are scientifically based and up to date. So what is mindfulness? A founder of MBSR, John Kabat-Zinn, a name many of you have probably heard, is the awareness that arises when paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the moment, non-judgmentally. And we have that underlined, non-judgmentally. On purpose, paying attention in the present moment, again, non-judgmentally. It's just taking in what information is being sent to us, what we're feeling, what our body and our minds are going through, and then looking at what that means for us. So definitely that initial paying attention in a particular way is non-judgmentally. We do have, again, the APA. We do have a number of scientific journals and research that we use. Just a short quote from here. There has been substantial interest in mindfulness as an approach to reduce cognitive vulnerability to stress and emotional distress in recent years. So this is, however, thus far, mindfulness has not been defined operationally. And this paper describes the results of meetings held to establish a consensus and develop conjointly a testable operational definition. So this is just one article that a number of people that we're affiliated with, including John Siegel and others, really are looking for the scientific approach to mindfulness, to MBSR and MBCT. So the first component, it is a consensus two-component mindfulness definition. The first component involves the self-regulation of attention so that it is maintained on immediate experience, thereby allowing for increased recognition of mental events in the present moment. The second component involves adopting a particular orientation towards one's experiences in the present moment, an orientation that is characterized by curiosity, openness, and acceptance. So further, what is mindfulness? It is training your mind to pay attention to the present moment and shifting to a posture of curiosity, openness, and acceptance. So you're paying attention and you're taking all that in and you're looking at it with curiosity and openness to leading you to have that acceptance and also know what are the next steps? What are the next things I need to be doing and can do? How can I react properly and appropriately to these things? The theoretical framework is how does mindfulness work? Mindfulness meditation is attention control, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. So then it's self-regulation. Once we go through those steps, you're going from the mindfulness meditation to you're traveling down to the self-regulation. And through that, through these three keys, attention control, emotional regulation, and self-awareness is when you can get to that self-regulation. So you are not reacting in a way that you don't want to react, that that you don't feel is appropriately to react, and that may be different for all of us. So we want to get there, and we find the best way of getting there is having attention control, emotion regulation, and self-awareness. We obviously see a huge rise in mindfulness since the 60s. You can see it was starting to come about. There was some research going on. There was some work in different, public health centers and things like that around the country and around the world. But it really started kicking off in the early to mid 2000s, and now we're in 2025. Obviously, in 2018 and 2020, lots of reasons why a lot of the research we can talk about really raised and really kicked up quite a bit. So now in 2025, we do have a number of research supporting mindfulness and these three keys going through to lead us to self-regulation and really allowing us to deal with everything that's going on in the world. Some of the benefits of mindfulness. Mindfulness has been shown to have a number of health benefits, including chronic pain and pain management, dealing with stress and burnout, mental health, anxiety and depression, improvements in sleep quality, blood pressure reduction, which is again a class that we developed here in our research center and that we are now offering. And other benefits include increased self-compassion, boost to working memory, increased ability to focus, and improvement in ability to regulate and control emotion. These are all good things, and they're all positive effects that we really believe are not only experiential and scientifically proven, but they are, true things that are a benefit to having a mindfulness practice and skill set. So some short courses that we offer here at Brown University these are and again these are all open to the public. There are no applications or questionnaires that you need. If you want to join one of these courses, they are all open. They're all evidence-based. They are a mix of online and in-person. We do offer a couple of in-person a few times a year, not very often, so keep an eye out for it. So primarily they're going to be online via Zoom, as well as online classrooms we have that you will join with all the information you need, any classwork or homework, any kind of reading or article will all be presented to you in an online classroom. These are designed, sorry, these are designed for novice to seasoned meditators. We do have a number of individuals who can sometimes take one of these classes every couple of years, just as a reminder and a refresher to reconnect with the curriculum. So this is, you don't have to be someone who has been meditating for years. You can be brand new to this idea of mindfulness and meditation, and you will learn and take something away. It will be accessible to you, regardless of your personal experience. Again, we do partnership with researchers at the Mindfulness Center here at Brown University in the School of Public Health, as well as a partnership with many other centers around the world. So the four main short courses we offer, they're all 8-week courses, meaning you would meet once a week. Depending on the course, that can be anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, depending on, again, the course itself. You would be meeting, again, online primarily, and it would be the same day and time, every week for those 8 weeks. So if your class is on a Monday at 6 to 8, then it'll be every Monday for 6 to 8 for those 8 weeks. So those four classes are the Mindfulness-Based Cognitive Therapy, or MBCT, the Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, or MBSR, Finding Peace in a Frantic World, and the Mindfulness-Based Blood Pressure Reduction. So the MBSR, a little bit about each course. The MBSR is the gold standard. It was the first really created mindfulness-based program by John Kabat-Zinn, who developed this right here, John Kabat-Zinn in 1979. He developed this at the UMass Medical Center in Worcester, Mass, just up the street from us. So he was very much involved in creating this curriculum, and all of our instructors actually learned under him directly. So we're very proud of that, and we continue to work with him and work with the new curriculum to make sure that we're up to date in everything that we're presenting and teaching. The class is now taught all over the world in many different languages, in many different ways, either online or in person. It's taught in professional spheres. We have a number of customers and clients who have developed mindfulness-based coaches to teach this at their workplace, we see high stress industries like law and healthcare, but we also see it taught at schools. For higher ed, we see individuals using it in their own practice. So there's lots of ways this class is accessible to many people. Again, it is evidence-based. It's non-sectarian approach to mindfulness, meaning that we really don't try to rely too heavily on just a particular faith practice, but make it a more secular approach to mindfulness. Again, so it is accessible to everybody, regardless of what your personal religious or faith practice may be. Some of these skills that you can learn here are going to just be beneficial to everybody. Again, it is rigorously researched. Over 28,000 peer-reviewed research articles have now been published on MBSR and the positive effects that it can have on the individual. Again, it is designed to teach formal and informal mindfulness practices. So it is while you're in the course, you will have a mix of time to practice with your other students as well as the instructor, and then time to have dialogue and talk and really discuss some of the things that you're going to be learning that week. And then there will also be some time where you'll take in between each session that you'll have an at-home practice that we encourage you to do. Again, like any class, the more you put in, the more you'll get out of it. So we do encourage you to take those things you learn every week, take them home, and start incorporating them into personal practice that you have yourself. Great. So the MBSR program, we have our fall dates open, and we did also just open our winter dates. So if you are interested in this class, this is one way you can register. You can register online. Um, So it is again open. We will send you with the follow-up email a link to register. These are our fall dates. We're currently offering five different sections. One of them is in person here in Providence, but we also have four or five more winter courses open. So if any of these are full or have a wait list, I encourage you to put your name on the wait list. But I would also encourage you to look at our winter schedule, which would start in the first and second week of January and run through March. Any of these fall dates are full. We have also the MBCT program. This has been adapted this is adapted from MBSR, and it was adapted by Mark Williams and Zindel Siegel in a mindful way through depression. Again, it also is heavily evidence-based and experiential and research. It's designed to help participants break free from patterns that contribute to repeated and prolonged episodes of depression and anxiety. So this program, again, also meets for a couple hours a week. It's again, 8-week weekly program. And if you feel that you lean towards more a depressive or anxiety state and not just stress, then this would be a great program to take. This program, we have two offerings for the fall, as well as two for the winter. So again, if either of these are full, or you have to put your name on a wait list, I encourage you to look at the winter schedule as well. And if you're looking at, which one should I take? A couple of things I'll pull out here. The MBSR was designed for general population, particularly those who deal with general stress, anxiety, chronic pain, or illness, while the MBCT was designed to target specific mental health conditions or vulnerabilities, such as recurrent depression. The mindfulness-based cognitive therapy is an effective approach to integrating the clinical application of mindfulness meditation with principles of cognitive behavioral therapy to help individuals experiencing recurrent depression and anxiety, while the MBSR is an effective method for reducing physical and psychological suffering while building resilience, balance, and peace of mind. This is a infographic to show some of the areas, but in the email follow-up, we actually have a whole article and a blog comparing these two and really talking it out, really teasing out certain things. There's some conversations and quotes from both practitioners and teachers for both MBSR and MBCT, so you can help decide which one you should take. Finding Peace in a Frantic World is also an 8-week. It's really an introductory course, but certainly you don't have to take this before you take the other two. But maybe this is one that just fits in your schedule and what you can do. It is developed by the Oxford Mindfulness Center, again by Mark Williams, who developed the MBCT, and Danny Penman. It's accessible and practical for beginners and for those with very busy lives but limited time, and it's learning the essential principles of mindfulness and techniques to build your practice. So this is very good for someone who maybe not sure if they want to take MBSR or MBCT, but want to learn some things. This might be a great introductory class for you to take. This is the book that they wrote. Mindfulness is an 8-week plan for finding peace in a frantic world. You can purchase this book. You don't need to take the class, but different articles and things and different quotes from it will be incorporated into the curriculum. This course, we also have currently a fall program that's just starting up in a few weeks. Again, this class I know isn't full yet, so if you are interested, highly encourage you to take this one as well. As you can see, it only meets for 1 hour, while the other two met for 2.5 hours. So there's a much shorter class. So you're not going to be going too deeply into some of the practices, but you are still going to be learning practices and having great dialogue with the professors and your other students. And then a course that we developed here at Brown University by Professor Eric Lokes was the mindfulness-based blood pressure reduction. This was an evidence-based adaptation of MBSR. It's designed for individuals with elevated blood pressure and other cardiovascular risk factors, includes training in mindfulness meditation, mindful movements, education about hypertension, heart health, and personalized support for reducing cardiovascular risk factors. It was developed by an expert cardiovascular health and mindfulness researcher, Dr. Eric Lokes. It was clinically tested and shown to reduce systolic blood pressure in individuals with uncontrolled hypertension, improve diet, sedentary behavior, mindfulness, and self-awareness. This is a great class. We only offer a few times a year. So if this is something that you particularly have high blood pressure, this might be a great avenue for you to use some more non-medication based ways to help reduce that. Again, if your doctor is recommending you take medication, certainly we're not saying don't do that. This may be something that you can add as well, and something that you can also use some of the practices to help do that. So who is MBBP for? It is anyone with, again, elevated or uncontrolled blood pressure, health conscious individuals looking to improve their heart health, and mindfulness teachers who want to try a MBSR adaptation that focuses on physical health outcomes. Again, we do have two upcoming classes, one in the fall and one in the winter. This is a 2.5 hour class. Again, it meets every week. So if you're interested in that class, this will also be a link to register that we will send you at the end of this course or the end of the info session. We also have a special discount for you, Mind Heart 15. This is a special 15% discount that we are only actually having for a limited time. It will expire at the end of this week because the class does start. The orientation is September 11th. If you miss the orientation, you can still register. As you can see, there's a couple of weeks between the orientation and the actual first session. The orientation, all of our classes do have them, and they are just meant for an introduction to your fellow students, an introduction to the program, an introduction to the instructor, and just really help everybody make sure that they're in the right place. They know what the expectations are going to be. So we want you to attend the orientation. If you can't, that's okay. There is a makeup that you can do with each instructor. But again, if this is something you're interested in, because it starts just this week, we do have a very limited time 15% discount code, MindHeart15. And you can use that at time of registration. And as you can see here, it does expire on the 12th. So we also have teacher training. All of those programs that we talked about are open to the public, and we teach teachers to teach them. That is, if you were to consider the teacher training pathway for either MBSR or MBCT, it is to learn how to teach the 8-week class. So it is a prerequisite to the teacher training. We want you to experience the class fully as a student first before deciding that you want to teach it. We really feel that that's beneficial to you to go through it, have the class, have that experience, and then actually turn around and teach it yourself. So we do offer teacher training. Either pathway starts out with a foundations class and then a number of classes after that. We find most individuals can take about 2.5, 3.5 years to complete their training, depending on their own, time and resources. There are, again, a number of prerequisites and things that you will be doing outside of the classroom in order to earn the certificate. But if that interests you, we can talk a little bit about that. But we also have teacher training specific info sessions for both MBSR and MBCT. So if that interests you, there will be ways to sign up for those in the follow-up email to talk to instructors specifically about the teacher training pathways. We also offer mindfulness for organizations. If you or someone organizes professional development or wants to offer mindfulness for their company, for their organization, whether it's a nonprofit or it's a business, this is something that we can also offer. These can be customizable. We can teach just your organization. We can work with you in that way and really help you do that, present that to just your company. Again, we do have some teacher training info sessions. We have one actually later tonight at 5 o'clock. That is for the MBCT teacher training. And we also have an MBSR teacher training in a couple of weeks on September 18th. And then we have a great mindfulness speaker series with Judd Brewer. He's also a Dr. Judd Brewer. He's a professor here as well. He's going to be speaking about ancient wisdom, modern tools for how mindfulness meets apps, AI, and neurofeedback. Hopefully I got that word right. That is a free masterclass speaker series. So everyone is invited to come to that. It will be recorded if you're not able to. But we always encourage you to just hear what's happening in the mindfulness field of research and others, other people who are, just big in mindfulness and their experience and what's happening and how mindfulness has evolved since the beginning to today. and hear some a little bit more of the evolution of mindful speaker series from MBSR to modern adaptations. We do have on our YouTube channel, the School of Professional Studies YouTube channel has a playlist of all of the videos and all of the info sessions we've had for that. We've had about 12 so far. So it's a great series and definitely highly encourage you to review those videos and definitely come to the ones we have in the future. So here's some more again, just about we have the info session coming up in September, Ancient Wisdom, Modern Tools, How Mindfulness Meets Apps, AI, and Neurofeedback. That'll be with Dr. Judd Brewer. So definitely encourage you to come to that if you are available. So I will stop sharing my screen in just one moment. Oh, again, you can call us at 863-6361. You can also reach us at execution@brown.edu or our website, professionalbrown.edu, and it's mindfulness. But this presentation and all these links and ways to contact us will be sent to you, so you don't have to worry about writing that all down. So at that point, I will stop sharing. And thank you for being so patient and listening while I spoke. And I will open it up for questions and answer. Hopefully, I can answer all of your questions or any comments or anything that anybody wants to share. You can also do that. So, again, thank you so much for joining me. And you can either raise your hand if you want to speak your question. And hopefully, I should be able to call on everybody, or please feel free to just throw them right into the chat, and I'll make sure to keep an eye on that. All right, let me just make sure I can see everybody. Let's see. All right, so if anybody has their hand up or a question, happy to answer that. Yep, I see Katie. Katie, yes, thank you. Or yes, you have a question.
I do have a question. So, well, actually, I have two quick questions. So, one is, so I have a regular yoga practice, but right now I have a compression fracture in my back, so I can't do yoga. So I'm aware of what I can and can't do, but would that be a detriment? Like, how important is yoga to doing one of these courses?
Hmm. That's a great question. We do incorporate some movement and yoga meditation practices in the curriculum, but it's not required. We do, some individuals can't, do things sitting down or standing up. So the instructors will accommodate a different form of practice for someone like you to make sure that you're not going to be missing out on that class. So it won't be a detriment where you will have nothing to do. You will just make sure that we have some other type of practice for you.
Okay, that's great.
Mm.
And then my second question is the MBCT seems to focus primarily on depression, but is it also equally valuable for anxiety?
It is, yeah, absolutely. I would say depression and anxiety are on equal footing for that. It's persistent anxiety. I think we all have stress in different ways, so it's persistent depressive state, persistent anxiety. So absolutely would be for both.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Danielle Silva, I see your hand up. Do you have a question?
Yeah, hi, thanks. That's a really great presentation. I know that I'm interested in the MBSR course, but I know that I'm going to be traveling during one of the weeks. So I
Mhm.
was wondering, is there any option to record the class, or is there any way to get around that?
That's a great question. So we don't record the classes. We do want people, we feel the curriculum is so highly experiential. It's really important to be there. We do understand though 8 weeks is a long time, and we don't, things come up. Um, so we know that sometimes people may miss a session. So we do allow for you to miss a session or two and still be considered a completion of the course. However, if in your case, if you know you're going to be traveling one of the weeks, what the instructor will do. So you would sign up for the class that you feel best fits your schedule overall. And if you know a particular week you're going to be away on a pre-planned vacation or business trip, let your instructor know, and they will arrange for you to join a different session that week if possible. If it's only one day that you're traveling and you can attend a different session, maybe on a Monday night instead of a Tuesday, they will coordinate with one of the other instructors so you can still get that information for that week. It'll be with a different class, so it'll be a little different, but you'll still hear the lesson and hear the curriculum. If you really cannot make any session that week at all, then we still encourage you to sign up and talk to your instructor, and they'll make arrangements for you to review the information. They're very understanding and will meet with you to kind of just go over it and maybe have some conversations. So, not a detriment if you're going to miss one session. For sure, there's ways around that, but we don't record the sessions for review later. So just let everybody know that.
Thanks.
And you're welcome. And I do see a question. You do receive a certificate for completion when you take the 8-week MBSR. It is it's just that it's a certificate. We use our partner called Credly, so it is a digital credential badge that you can share over all social media and add to your signature. But there is also a way to download a physical hard copy of a certificate, and it says just that the recipient has successfully completed the 8-week MBSR course. So if you need that for an employer or you just want it for yourself, then that is available for you. Great. Are there any other questions? Oh, I see one in the chat. I'm sorry. Interested in the MBSR teacher pathway. Is there time completing the MBSR class? That is good. There's not. We say the most recent. So the question, I hope I understand this right. If you do need to take the 8-week MBSR as a prerequisite for the teacher training to enter the first teacher training course, which is called Foundations. There is not a time limit. So if you take the 8-week MBSR this fall, but don't enroll in the program until next fall, that's okay. We don't want too much time to go by. So if you took the 8-week MBSR, let's say 5 years ago, we'd probably encourage you to take it again. It's been a little while, but we certainly there isn't a definitive hard line when it's not going to expire. The curriculum has fairly stayed the same. We're actually the new curriculum actually is finally coming out this year, so we're really excited about that. But there isn't a specific time that you need to take between the 8-week MBSR and enrolling in Foundations. We have some individuals who will enroll in the 8-week MBSR and also enroll in the first teacher training course called Foundations for the next quarter. So they'll do it, take the 8-week MBSR in the summer and then take the Foundations in the fall, and they'll get right into it. They know what their schedule looks like and they want to just jump right in. So we have some individuals do that, or some might take a break. I see, I'm going to answer a couple of chats and I want to get to everyone's hand. Is there a way to receive CME or CEUs? So yes and no. We offer continuing education hours. So we have reviewed, with Brown University and others what our contact hours would be, but they're not CEU. So they're not specifically approved by any one board or education provider for continuing education units. So we do find that some boards and some organizations may call a unit is equal to 10 hours, or a unit might be equal to 20 hours. Every board is a little bit different. So we just say that all of our courses on the certificate that you'll receive for completion will tell you that it is approved for a number of continuing education hours. But then it will be up to you in your prerogative to verify with your organizing board if that is equal to a CEU or CME. And I see a hand up, Chris Early. Yes, hi. Thank you.
Hi, thanks. Um, Sort of related to the time of doing MBSR prior for teacher training. I was just interested, is the recommendation that I've done an MBSR program before, I've done an in-person one, and I've also done kind of one of these asynchronous ones, but don't really think of that as the same. For the teacher training, is the recommendation you have done the Brown MBSR course first, or is any live MBSR group
Mhm.
considered adequate? I think I'm going to do the course anyways this fall. Now that
Yeah,
there was one week I was going to miss because of travel, so the fact that it can maybe be rebooked probably just swayed me into booking for this fall if there's space.
great.
But
That's
um,
excellent. Yeah, that's a great question. The answer is yes. You can take, if you plan on entering the teacher training, but have taken an 8-week with somebody else, or none of our schedules work for you, Yeah, we definitely accept an 8 week from another provider. Online, there will be a mindfulness resource page at our website, and it will talk about how to just judge the quality of the 8 week course, and there's retreats as well. For some of you may not know, when you enter the teacher training pathway, we do want you to take some silent retreats. We don't offer any silent retreats, so we just give you a short little checklist for what is a good silent retreat, and also what is a good 8 week MBSR, 8 week MBCT. So I want you to take the class. I'd love for everyone to take it with us, but I know that's not always possible. So you're definitely free to take it with a number of individuals. There's just, as Chris said, as long as it's live, it's, instructor led, it's 8 weeks, it follows the curriculum, then you certainly can take that with somebody else.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I see another question in the chat from Vera. Interested in the teacher training, haven't done any mindfulness training at all. Which of the courses may be better? That is a great question. For your line of work, or a group leader at a rehab, I guess it depends on what kind of individuals you're seeing. If you are going to be learning, if you want to take the teacher training in order to bring the class to your organization, um, I guess that's a great question. I would say read the article online, the difference between MBSR and MBCT, and think about the individuals who you'll be eventually teaching and leading, and what bucket that they would kind of more fit into. And then I think I would start from there. Uh, it might be a lot of resources to take both classes, but if you have the time and ability, maybe you want to take both and see which one you think might be better. I would say attend either one or both of the teacher training info sessions. I know I'm signing you up for all this extra time, but talking to the instructors, the senior instructors lead those info sessions, and they're really going to be able to tease out a little bit more information from you, and where they would recommend what direction to go in. I would say that it's just as a way for anyone listening, you can't switch in between. So if you take MBSR, and you're going down that pathway for teacher training and decide, I want to switch and I want to go over to MBCT, depending on where you are on the pathway, we do allow you to switch at one point, but then not after that. So if you go far enough into the teacher training, um, you're not stuck there, but you're not able to like switch tracks midway. So I definitely would say, really think hard about it, really get as much information and recommendations as you can before you make that decision, because it may be that you're stuck in that pathway, and you don't want to be stuck on one you don't want to do. Um, Another question, can you speak about the acceptance policy for teacher training? Did you say that it too is open to anyone? Yes, it is open to anyone, but there are some prerequisites. So the basic prerequisites are that you've taken one of the short classes. So again, if you are entering the MBSR teacher training, that you have attended an 8 week MBSR, as well as attended a 5 to 7 day silent retreat, or 2 3 day retreats. So we just want the total number of retreat days to equal no less than 5, preferably more. So that's I would say, basic prerequisites. The secondary prerequisite, and not secondary, but it's important, is that you either have a master's or graduate degree, or you have an equivalency of education and experience. So if you do not have a master's or graduate degree, there is an equivalency essay we ask you to write. And so far, I don't know anyone has been rejected because they only wrote the essay and didn't have the graduate or master's degree. The reason we recommend, but don't require, we just recommend a master's or graduate degree, is just with the idea that there's a lot of at-home work you'll need to be doing. There'll be a lot of time that you'll have to be spending learning, and being able to teach this curriculum. So it's not something that you can just go to the classroom, get all the information, and be good to go. You do need a fairly robust personal practice, paying attention, reading the articles, doing the work, in order to do that. So that's what we ask for the grad or master's education, because certainly anyone who's been to grad school or master's knows that there's a lot of work you'll be doing on your own. And this is going to be that kind of class. So the acceptance rate, I would say it's it's not 100%, but it's pretty close to 100%. Typically, if someone's not accepted, it's usually because one of their prerequisites isn't quite right. They didn't take an 8-week MBSR, or they didn't take a silent retreat, or they took a silent retreat that just doesn't meet the basics of the silent retreat we're looking for. Um, and we advise them and recommend, what they can do to become acceptable into the class. So if you miss a prerequisite, or you didn't do something, then the instructor will reach out to you directly and give you the right next steps to take so you can be accepted. So no one's ever been unaccepted who then wasn't, eventually accepted into the program with just a little bit of change in what they're doing. Someone asked, does a grad or a master's degree have to be in the same field? It does not. It can be in any field. Absolutely. Great question. We definitely see a lot of individuals pivoting their career who've had long careers in one area and then want to do this. One of our instructors who's retired now was a lawyer in Boston, and she learned MBSR because she needed it for her stress. She was I think a corporate lawyer, and it was, you can imagine high stress in industry and field. She loved and fell in love with MBSR, so she decided to become an instructor and worked with us for a number of years. So it does not have to be in the field of mental health or anything like that. It can be in any field at all, and you can definitely pivot to this. So, all right, are there any other questions? This has been a great group. I really appreciate everybody coming here. Great questions. Again, if you're looking to register for this fall, I would say because they're starting soon to do so right away. You might hit wait lists on some of the courses as they fill up. I encourage you to add your name, but I don't want to get your hopes up too high if the wait lists might be, pretty big. And we do usually get 1 or 2 drops and withdrawals in the first week or two of class, and we will then still accept a new person into the class. Again, if you've missed the orientation, that's okay. But if you're not able to enroll in the fall, keep your eye out and definitely enroll in the winter because those classes will fill up as well, probably around late November, early December. The winter classes will start to fill up as well. So if you're interested, please do sign up as soon as you can. All right. There's not any more questions. I can give us a little bit of our time back. I know we're ending early, and I don't want to end early, only if everybody feels satisfied and they have all their information. All right. Great. Well, yes, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, we will be sending an email follow-up probably by the end of the week in a couple of days, and it'll have a copy of this recording as well as the presentation and all of the important links for registration and contact that you might need. So thank you again for spending the time with me today, and hope you have a great afternoon. Thank you.